Part 1. Summary and Review. Summary. Peter Schweizer's Profiles in Corruption is a scathing and detailed investigation into the corruption of 8 prominent politicians, many of whom present themselves as beyond reproach on the public stage. Much like his previous books, Profiles in Corruption is a deep dive into the private finances and secret deals of the most well-known names in politics today. In fact, 6 of the 8 politicians profiled are or were running for president in the 2020 race. The book is broken down into 10 chapters, with 8 of the chapters devoted solely to each of the 8 politicians, bookended by a brief introduction and conclusion. The politicians covered are exclusively progressives. Schweizer assures the reader this is not due to partisanship. It's just that progressive politicians are unique in their desire to ever expand government and its power, and these particular politicians can't even be trusted with the power they already have. While the book appears to run at a healthy 360 pages, more than 110 of those pages are devoted to the acknowledgments, the notes, and the index. Schweizer opens the book with a brief discussion on corruption and the many different forms it can take, noting that small acts of corruption are often the precursors to larger ones. He uses the example of the 2006 drama All the King's Men to show just how these small acts can spread their tendrils deep, eventually revealing, or growing into, massive webs of corrupt acts, despite politicians initially having the best of intentions. Each profile of a politician begins with a look at who they are personally, who they present themselves to be in the media, where their true roots lie, most notably if those roots belie their public portrayal of themselves, who they have become, and how they got there. A common theme immediately emerges that most of these politicians are not exactly who they claim to be. Kamala Harris fights for the people in $700 shoes and Maseratis. Sherrod Brown claims to be a farmer, but went to Yale and never worked a day in his life outside of public office. Elizabeth Warren used her almost non-existent Native American heritage to gain entry to prestigious positions. Amy Klobuchar is Minnesota nice on TV, but is one of the most cruel bosses in the Senate. Bernie Sanders decries capitalism while cozying up to real estate developments and making himself wealthy. Schweizer focuses heavily on small hypocrisies and corruptions that perhaps went unnoticed or underreported in the media, begging the reader to question their trust in the images of these politicians we have come to believe as fact. The types of corruption are also loosely categorized by Schweizer, dividing those who receive the benefits of the corrupt acts into family, friends, donors, and political machines. He further breaks it down into the type of corruption preferred by each politician, noting that Joe Biden is the king of the sweetheart deal, while Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders have focused on income generation for themselves and their families. Biden has also used his office to create publicity for family businesses that otherwise would never have been successful.